我哋齊人開會啦。咁
We have a quorum, so let the meeting start. Thank you for attending. Now the government has given us a response document to the last meeting discussion contents. It's CB1162 15 to 16 bracket 02. Can the administration brief us, please? Let me respond briefly. Last time members asked that regarding the new standards, whether a comparison can be made with other countries. Now this is in paras 2 and 3 of the document. The amendment regulation new standards, it goes from 1 to 1.4 to 1 to 2.1, and mostly it's 1 to 1.6. It can be seen that compared with the UK and US, our standards are far ahead. And also, compared with the new standards in Singapore, we are about the same. And the new standards are significantly in excess of current standards, where the proportion for females is relatively low. And it's been asked that we provide more information on sanitary fitments generally, and now most private buildings are covered by the amendment regulation, but certain buildings are of a unique nature. So these requirements are in different regulations, for instance, childcare centers, boarding schools, and ordinary schools. So they have their own standards to follow, and these are not included in our amendment regulations. And also about government sanitary fitments. Now the Architectural Services Department is responsible for the design and construction of sanitary facilities in government buildings, and right now they have an internal guideline which clearly instructs their internal architects to follow the building ordinance and practice notes. So generally, government buildings are not included in the scope of the current amendment regulations, but there are internal guidelines stating that they must follow the existing practice. And the new standards are already in the practice notes. So all new facilities designed after 2012 are already in keeping with the new standards. And also, we discussed the sanitary facilities in MTR stations. Now we looked up the data, and we see clearly that because railway construction and operations are quite unique, therefore the ASD, the Director of Architectural Services, according to Section 54 of Building Ordinance, has exempted the construction of railway stations. So regarding MTR stations and other station facilities, the construction thereof is under the Transport and Housing Bureau and other relevant committees. So the current amendment regulations haven't set up any standards specifically for MTR station sanitary facilities. And as for the detailed data, it's already in the document, and in June this year in the transport panel in the railway subcommittee, the matter has already been fully discussed. And public piers are also of a similar nature as MTR stations. Now, the amendment regulations haven't set specific standards for public piers as to whether we need to provide public toilets and how many to supply. This is up to the relevant bureau or department. Now, as for hospitals, according to the hospital authority, now on sanitary fitments to be provided in hospitals, now this is according to the standards of the venues concerned, and because hospitals are unique in their nature, so we cannot strictly or simply apply the current standards to them. And also we explained regarding the restaurants. Now when there is outside seating accommodation, if the applications came before the new amendment regulations come into place, the amendment regulations do not apply. But if the application is made after the amendment regulations come into effect, they would be required to comply with the new standards. And also, it's been asked whether there would be plot ratio incentives for developers so that they provide additional sanitary fitments. Now, here we must note that regarding policies on the control of building bulk, I think these are reviewed from time to time. We should not discuss them here. We have German for 5 minutes.